As an anime content reviewer by trade, and as a Western anime viewer, I understand it can be hard to get into anime. And I mean, from all the clips you see online of foodgasms from Food Wars, to the stigma that anime fans don't shower, to the entire My Hero fandom, I get it. Anime can be very different from Western media, and sometimes it can be pretty hard to sit down and just watch something so...
Are you winning, son?
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
and come to the point where you're just like, oh, so it's like MasterChef. I know that eventually we'll all get used to the common tropes, themes, and content anime presents us with, and at that point, it can become a very beautiful medium. I mean, that's literally what this channel is, admiring anime as an artistic medium. But at the same time, I know that its entry cost can be unsettling, if not dissuading, before you actually end up getting used to it. It's for this same reason that getting friends, let alone family members into anime as well, is so difficult. Because even if your parents one day are like, you know, you seem to like anime a whole lot, bud, why don't we sit down and watch it together? We can watch your favorite anime together. Sometimes, your favorite show is just like MasterChef, but with nudity. And that's not a good starting point. So that's where I come in. No matter who you're trying to get into anime, you need to make sure to start them out right. A good mix of wholesome, a nice sprinkle of romance and comedy, a few scenes that tug at the heartstrings, all wrapped up with a nice bow of family values. These anime are 10 perfect examples of just that. Shows that you can watch with your parents that will make them understand and appreciate anime as an art form, like me and everyone else. These are the top 10 anime you should watch with your parents. Number 10. Menkitsu Happening. This is the story of a guy who has a strange ability of coincidences. Something happens that he has no control over, and this happens a lot. He ends up stumbling across people by coincidence and forms relationships with them. He eventually takes a job at a manga cafe and stumbles upon a nice woman and his childhood friend. He has to eventually decide who he'll want to be with. It's a nice little romance with even some tension. Number 9. Falling Girls. A girl comes falling from the second floor. Remember Bakemonogatari when Senjo Gahara falls in front of Aragi? It's exactly like that. Because of building problems, this girl falls into the room of Sosuke. Sosuke and her laugh at the situation and begin talking it out. This eventually leads to her rooming with him because her room needs to get repaired and a very great romance occurs. You can't miss it. Number 8. For all you progressive folks, A Kiss for the Petals, Becoming Your Lover. A lot of these are romances. I wonder why. In any case, this is about two girls who aren't close to one another and actually hate each other, but then they discover that they're closer than they realize. Again, very wholesome, and you actually see the initial development and further development after the first kiss, which you never see. Number 7. Bombastic Sisters. This is actually another kind of serious story of a man who suffers a bad injury and he's sent home to do some therapy. When he encounters his sisters, they find some smut in his room and disown him. After becoming even more depressed after his injury and that encounter, he meets a nice woman and they get to know each other through the course of the series. Extremely wholesome. Number 6. Spy Family. Number 5. Shoujo Ramune. Imagine Nanan Biyori, but better. Kiyoshi runs a candy shop in a rural town, and he's often visited by these younger girls. Kiyoshi finds solace in these girls who are more precocious than their own good. Kiyoshi becomes a caretaker for these girls, and they all have fun together. Imagine Usagi Drop, but better. Number 4. Shojo Sect. Another very progressive show about how these two women who actually had a romance in the past, but through time, they became separated and now they're back together again, but completely different. Through rediscovery, they try to reclaim what was lost in the past. It was pretty good, and most people would love this. Number 3. Vampire Vixen. This is a cute love story about this cute little vampire girl who likes this one guy, but in actuality needs someone to suck blood from. Turns out she doesn't like blood, so she and the guy end up hanging out instead. Pretty wholesome stuff. Number 2. Dropout. This is actually quite a serious story too, about a society of people who classify those who haven't had a job or have failed out of high school into a group forced to do labor. The MC over here gets paired with this girl he used to have a crush on, and the two of them slowly build a relationship, and you get to see it all unfold here. It's great stuff. Number 1. Boku no Pico. Now, this is just degenerate. All of these are degenerate. Please do not show these to your parents. But if you are actually interested in this stuff and more, I'm actually gonna make Hentai Hive a reality. And no, I'm not kidding, even if today is April Fool's. Of course, since I'm a big anime fan, I've seen hentai. I feel like everyone has at least seen or tried it, and I'm in the same boat. I haven't actually watched a lot of hentai videos, but I've seen a bunch of doujins and doujinshi. It's a little strange since I only watch anime and I rarely read manga. Now, this has been something I've wanted to do for a while, but I was wondering how you'd do it without being super degenerate. I've actually done legitimate research, and after much consideration, I'll do it just like my normal videos, but with a lot of, degeneracy. Some channels were mostly comedy, others were just like me, but more funny than me. But then I heard Trash Taste talk about hentai, and I think I'll be fine. I honestly just want to talk about what I like, and that's what I'll do. It's going to be a little different from the main channel, because I'll cover anything 18 plus related and some strange topics, but it's also not going to be review focused. It's more just going to be personal tastes in how I like things, which is kind of how a review works anyway, but yeah. There's been a lot I've wanted to talk about, but I definitely wanted to make sure that each channel, especially this main one, keeps their own identities, which is to say, this channel will stay family friendly, while the other will be super degenerate and for 18 plus folks, because I don't want that cluttering up the timeline. Also, if this channel ever becomes monetized, I will not monetize it, for 2 reasons. 1, it's literally porn, so it can't be monetized, and 2, I don't want to. This is purely for fun. This also won't have a stable schedule, because I have a bunch of ideas right now, but not so much where I could go upload weekly. This is also a secondary channel, so it's not my main focus. The other channel will be the focus, not this one, so it will be sporadic, besides the first couple weeks. Anyway, the channel will be open right after this video with the first 2 videos. For those who are interested, check it out with the first video. Subscribe to both channels if you like the content, and don't forget, join the Hive Mind.